Deathwatch.
Hello and welcome back to Deathwatch Productions. I'm Justin. I'm going to be the lore master for a one-shot game featuring the game system of the One Ring. Today, we're going to be playing the Sacred Spring. To introduce our players, let's start with Chris and who he's playing in today's game.
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm playing Merrick Proudfoot, a halfling shepherd, I guess you could probably say. Maybe rancher, who knows. And I'm currently going out on a bit of an adventure because the Brandywine River's making my sheep sick. Right?
I'm Brandon. I'm playing Nur, son of Anur, and no one that sets eyes on Nur can deny an air of confident strength surrounds me at all times. I've spent most of my career as a merchant's guard for hire and have developed a reputation for being very good at my job.
I'm Travis. I'm playing Lenithe, Elf of Linden and Warden of the lands north of the Shire, and I have not forgotten the shadow.
And John will not be joining us today, but he will be eventually playing Bergil, son of Adderhill, a ranger of the north, and he can introduce his character more when he joins. So, as we open up, all of you have been in Bree for one reason or another. Lenithe, you had actually traveled with your patron Ithildir on a quest that you're not quite sure exactly what the purpose was, but it brought you here to Bree. And Ithildir approached everyone else in the party at some point and asked them to come to a meeting at the Prancing Pony. So we're going to open up at that meeting after everyone's arrived. Food has been provided for you. You're in kind of a side chamber. And once everybody's settled and fed, he stands up and he says, "So I'm sure all of you are wondering why you've been brought here. And to start things off, I'd like to ask Mr. Proudfoot to give a description of what has brought you here and what you've seen in the Brandywine River."
Oh, me. I'm not one for really speaking, even though my background doesn't say that. Well, you see, I raise a bunch of sheep, and lately they've been getting kind of sick when they've been drinking from the Brandywine River, as Ithildir here said. It's kind of got a scummy, oily look to it. Doesn't quite smell right either. What you laughing at, Travis?
It's a good accent, man. I like it.
It's the Shire accent.
I know. I recognize it. The simple speak of a rustic people.
So Ithildir says, it's this very phenomenon that we had first started getting reports of that drew our attention, and I've come to investigate it. I brought Lenithe here because of his study of the area and the lore of the history in this region. So first, a little bit of backstory about the world, and some of you may already know this, but in the days that the world was being formed by the songs of the Valinor, they would often walk among their creations, taking joy in the things they'd created. In their wake, they left new creations and new lands. Two of these Valinor, Yavanna and Ulmo, worked together to shape all of the natural world. Ulmo, whose chief domain was over the oceans and the rivers, and Yavanna, who breathes life into the forests and the plains. With the life-giving water that Ulmo's rivers and lakes provided, Yavanna's works flourished. As they worked to shape the world, they would often be separated for what would be the lifetimes of most races. Yet, they had need to find each other on short notice on occasion, and to support this, they created locations where their powers were joined, and at these locations, either one could quickly call upon the other, and they could be rejoined. These locations continue to hold much power, usually keeping the land around them healthy and strong. In all, there were 7 of these locations around Middle-earth, one of which is the source of the river that protects Rivendell itself, and we know of one other. Recently, we stopped an attempt by orcs to foul the one near Rivendell, and we have gotten word of orcs prowling near the other one as well. We suspect that the armies of the enemy are attempting to weaken these lands in preparation for something, though we know not what. After receiving reports about the Brandywine River, similar to the ones that Mr. Proudfoot has just given, we suspected that one of these locations lies at the source of Lake Evendim. In the last few days, while we have been here in Bree, I have gathered evidence to make me certain of that fact now. I need to send a group to scout ahead and find this location of power, while I return home to bring a group of rangers to protect it permanently. That's why I've gathered you 4 here.
What's the name of this inn?
This is the Prancing Pony.
Never heard of it.
That's in Bree.
Yes. Each of you here has skills that will be needed, including yourself, Mr. Proudfoot. The orc groups that we caught trying to foul the other fountains, the other springs, were small in number. We were guessing to attempt to avoid detection. So, should you run into any resistance, it should be light. And given that we suspect that they've already fouled the spring of the source of the Lake Evendim, we don't expect them to have stayed, or if they did stay, then have only a few guards. So first, I must ask each of you if you will take the job. Of course, for those of you that go, I will provide compensation, and we will cover any of the expenses that you have as you leave. Any supplies that you need?
If I go, will I ride my sheep?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, if there's a possibility to fight orcs, I'm in.
Wait a minute, there's going to be orcs?
There's a possibility of orcs, though.
That doesn't quite sound real.
Not to worry. I'll protect you.
And Lene?
Yes, I am familiar with Lake Evendim. There lies the ancient Dunedain city of Anuminas.
Yes.
It is likely that some ill deeds have occurred there. Do not worry your heart, little hobbit.
Now, it is actually the ruins of Anuminas that I must send you to. We know of an elf that has undone his connection to the rest of elfdom and decides to roam the lands near Anuminas, that we must ask you to find, as he may be able to point you to the location of the spring. His name is Finitalad.
Finitalad?
Finitalad, yes. Finithilad. We know that he takes up residence somewhere near Numinous. We don't know where, though. We do know that he has a contact in the Shire that brings him supplies on a regular basis. So first, we must ask that you go ahead to Hobbiton and attempt to find this contact and get the location or some way of contacting him before you head north to the Lake Evendim.
Would it not just be a simple matter of following what you call the Brandywine River to the lake and then to the spring? And actually it's called the Brandel Ethelwyn Inn, as it's originally known. Just so you all know. I'm a lore master.
Yes you are. For the sake of haste, we would have you try and seek out this old elven ranger. He, with his knowledge of the area and his abilities of knowing all of the tributaries that feed into the lake, it would save us the time that could otherwise cause disaster.
I'll incline my head.
But yes, there are several streams and small rivers that feed into the lake, and his help will greatly diminish or decrease the amount of time that it takes to find the source of the problem.
I guess actually it's the Baron doing.
Oh, looks like you don't know everything there.
Yeah, I had to look it up on the internet. Elfnet. Just put my forehead on a tree.
Oh, it's you connect to it by your ears.
Especially my ears.
I must warn you that Finithalad does not care much for the company of other elves over the past few centuries. He has decided to take his leave. He occasionally interacts with rangers and hobbits, but he has decided that he does not wish to be a part of elfkind anymore.
So he and I have something in common.
All right.
Just what is it you're going to be doing on this trip for us?
Everything. Competently. Now, I have specific knowledge of the area, Master Dwarf.
Got a specific set of skills
Yeah.
that he's.
I also have 3 pips and spears.
In my experience, elves always claim to have specific
I always
knowledge.
have 3 pips and spears.
And it's been my experience that dwarves hide in the holes and only come out when they're grumpy.
Oh!
And thus begins the great
I
friendship.
can't deny that.
Or are you grumpy in your holes, too?
Why don't you come down and find out?
All right. Fighting.
Now, calm yourself now. This is something that affects all of Middle-earth, and dwarves and elves, we may need to put aside our differences and work together on this.
Yes.
Should this evil spread, even the dwarven halls will not be immune from this evil creeping forward.
Let us be companions for the greater good.
I can mind my tongue if you can.
I'll give my elf.
Your condescending elf bow.
Right.
How come even when he's trying to be humble, he looks like an ass?
That's the best they can do.
Well, you got 2 asses. You look like an ass. Their face and their ass.
I've sent my fastest runner back to Rivendell to gain an artifact that will be used to cleanse the spring. They should be arriving within the next day or 2 with it, and so I will be keeping Bergil, son of Adrahil, here in Bree with me. He will be following you with the artifact when it arrives. Mm-hmm. But I need the 3 of you to head to Hobbiton first in order to make contact with this supplier.
Oh, all right. Yeah, we'll be doing that.
All right. Are there any questions that you have about the mission or about anything else?
No, sir. No
Nay.
questions. Merrick's got a look of this guy's a bit looped. Because he went on at length about a bunch of gods that I'm sorry. I don't know what you're talking about. They're not real.
Yeah.
Flights of fancy. And then a ranger in Hobbiton, an elf one. I've been all over Hobbiton. Ain't no one like that there. No big folk.
Well, the ranger himself isn't in Hobbiton. He tends to...
How are you reading my mind? That was in narration.
I thought you were... When the accent was on, I thought you were speaking in character.
I am narrating.
In character.
In character. I don't break character until was it the special edition DVD documentary's done.
All right.
Sorry,
Drop
Justin.
under there.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay.
All right. So Isildur says, I've spoken with several of the shops around town. So if there are any goods that you need for your expedition, feel free to pick them up now.
So in this one, is it Does it work that you just, for the mundane stuff, you just assume to have it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it kind of stripped out a lot of the, nitty gritty
Yeah.
detail stuff.
Not a resource management game.
Yeah. So then I would just stock up on the stuff that you'd need for a cross-country journey.
Yeah.
Cheese and tobacco.
Let's see. Man, like one whole pig, at least.
Yeah.
Just packing them under your arm.
Well, you don't need to
Or I guess riding
get a
it,
live
maybe.
one, so we don't have to carry it.
Yeah. If buy it alive, we can butcher it on the way. It'll at least last till dinner.
So you guys will find me waiting outside of Bree as I've been run out of all the stores for insulting the goods that they sell.
Subpar quality, I see. Is this what has become of man?
So-
Week.
Just in the gear section on the character sheet, we'll just put what? I should just put mundane
Food
travel
stuffs.
gear.
Yeah.
I picture everything that you say ends at some point you bring up, like, I was there X number of thousands of years ago when the hearts of men fell. It's like, Jesus Christ, let it go.
Well, I am 6,000 years old, if that's
So,
possible.
Brandon, will you toss out a travel roll to see how much supplies you think you need for the trip to Hobbiton, up to Numinos, and then back?
Coming right up.
I think I'll follow the dwarf around. Kind of seems to be a cranky yet kindred spirit to me.
Now,
We both live in holes.
All right.
great. 1. Success.
So yeah, you've done these kinds of trips many times, guarding whether they're merchant caravans or things of that nature. So yeah, it all just seems like normal, everyday, standard stuff for you. You gather up enough food for potentially 10 days just in case, and make sure you have all the other supplies that you need.
It's comprised of salted beef and liquefied salted beef.
Yeah.
Salt
Yeah, the
pork.
Hobbit may not agree with you on what or how much food he needs, and the elf may disagree with what kind of food you get.
I
But
already got ran out of town, just
Friend dwarf, you need more than that. Is it just for me?
Yeah, well, I don't know anything. I'll just assume I don't know much about hobbits, but, I'll assume he's joking.
About
well, you probably, if you're in Bree, then you've probably run across hobbits before. So
Oh, okay. So,
what about
yeah, I know
second
that.
breakfast.
I know they're known for eating a lot. So, yeah, I'll throw in some extra then.
yeah.
And we're doing this journey on foot. Nobody has mounts, right?
3 ponies will be provided for you to Hobbiton, but you know that the area north of Hobbiton starts to go into some moors that make travel with
not
ponies
appropriate.
very difficult. So likely you'll end up just using them to Hobbiton and then picking them back up on their way back.
Okay.
All right. So once all the supplies are gathered, you've got your last chance to ask any questions about.
ooh, hex map. Yes.
Are we paying attention to the callings?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the callings and the and your strengths.
All right. So I'm so champion. So
Yeah, keeping an eye on them. Your strengths can give you a bonus die in certain occasions if you can justify why one of your strengths should.
I'm missing the strengths on my character sheet. Where are they at?
Calling is
should-
Oh, calling. Okay,
Yeah.
warden.
yeah, it's like page 44 in the PDF where it tells what the callings mean.
And my weakness is the long defeat.
Yeah.
What is Nagrim?
The what?
Nagrim. That's my weakness. It sounds like a player character name from.
Oh, if you
Is that
look at the dwarves of Durin's folk, the
Oh, okay.
Nalgrim, they favor shorter weapons over longer ones, which make it so they can't use great bow, great spear, and great shield. So,
Gotcha. Okay.
all right. So then we enter the journeying phase. So there's a nice, easy road to take from Bree to Hobbiton. goes overland north of the Barrow Downs and the Old Forest, crosses Brandywine Bridge, and then heads into the Shire where it leads to Hobbiton. So, Nur, you'll make a travel roll since I think we agreed that you would be the guide
Yes.
and the scout for the journey rolls.
Follow me. I know the way.
And Merrick, which role were you going to take? The hunter or the lookout?
Well, unfortunately, they don't use either of my skills, so I guess I'll go.
I think
I have
you
awareness
had,
too,
a good awareness, so you were going to
I have the check mark and the 3, so it would leverage my ability. But
Well, so I guess I'll be the hunter. I have no pips.
Okay. Although you're a hobbit, so finding food is kind of what you do.
Yeah.
So
There's plenty of
give you
mushrooms.
a bonus die for finding food.
Okay.
All right. Here's my travel. Any bonus for my travel?
Do you have any? I'm trying to remember. You don't. I don't think you have any.
No.
So, so yeah, no bonus.
Mm.
All right.
All right.
That means you'll get. See, you can succeed at hunting.
feat success.
So,
Did you want the lookout roll too?
Huh?
Did you want the lookout roll as well?
No, you don't. You don't need those quite yet. The way that the journeying will happen is,
You'll call for it.
yeah, the guide will do a travel roll, and depending on how good it is, whether it succeeds or whether it fails, whether or not any great successes or whatever, determines how far you travel before an event happens.
Can we save that roll? Because I thought we were actually having to roll.
Yeah, you can save it. And then the event will be randomly generated and may rely on one of the other
Okay. Sounds cool.
journeying rolls to do something. So, yeah, first...
So it's not like he's getting us like lost or something. It's just maybe not the most efficient
No,
way.
yeah. So, let's do the roll and
See how it goes.
see...
Oh, yeah. By the way, I should have 3 useful items.
3 useful items.
Yeah, in the traveling gear, based on your standard of living and your culture, you get a number of useful items. Did you see that?
I did not.
It's like,
Let's just make them up.
I think that's sort of what you do. They do have a list of examples, though. Like you'd have
Like a
a knife for skinning rabbits and a little box of salt, and that would help you with your hunting. A coil of rope would help you with athletics. An exotic music instrument helps you with song, stuff like that.
so I can do like a book on the area for like a lore roll or something.
Okay.
Perhaps.
You're an elf ranger.
Yeah, warden. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
somewhere.
an elf, and what's your standard of living?
I think...
Frugal,
Yeah,
so that I only get one item.
Yeah, 1.
Probably is a book. No,
And then I
else.
think hobbits also
2.
have... They're just 2, they're not 3?
What are you?
Common.
Yeah, 2 for the common hobbit.
But maybe I'll take like that elf cloak that helps with stealth, right? Am I doing it right?
Yeah.
Stealthy elf cloak.
All right. So, let's see. So we rolled a mishap for the hunter.
Oh, great.
So, yeah, around the second day as you take your lunch break, Merrick is out looking for mushrooms or food, and he gets a little bit lost. So the rest of you have to, go searching to find him. Brandon, if you want to do an explore check,
Okay.
we'll decrease the effect if you can get a success on it.
Oh, no.
So So yeah, Merrick, you find you got a success on that hunting roll, kind of a success. You find a particularly good location for mushrooms. Like you find some truffles that are buried on the ground, and you're just gathering them up, and you don't want to leave them behind.
Can I just start eating them? like I just make a fire and
You fell asleep.
start roasting
Got
them.
2 full-on truffles.
You're used to kind of a casual life of a herder, so there's no real hurry to do anything, and so you just start cooking them up, and Nur, you're looking for him, but you lose the tracks as he goes through the woods, but eventually you see the smoke from the fire, and you put 2 and 2 together, and you eventually come upon him, and he's roasting mushrooms over the fire.
What are you doing?
Oh, it's time for lunch.
We've been looking for you.
It's almost time for second lunch.
Yeah.
Or was it what was it, like afternoonsies or something?
Yeah.
You're having 11sies.
Yeah.
11, yeah.
There we go.
I think it's tea after lunch, maybe.
Yeah, right, Elf. It is time for tea. I'll get that brewing.
No, we've got to get going. You've got to keep up. I'll start kicking dirt over the fire.
What?
Get up. I'm not looking for you next time you get lost.
I thought we were friends.
We'll be friends as long as you keep up.
Oh, this cruel pace that you're pushing us at. I can't do it.
You eat while you walk.
But it's tea time.
So at the end of the first day, because of the sidetrack, you haven't gotten quite as far as you should have gotten throughout the day.
You'd almost think I was the one that made the roll and failed. Without being
This is
treated.
the reason why.
You continue on through the rest of the day, but you make it about a third of the way to Hobbiton on your first day. You want to make another travel roll for the second day?
Yay.
Success.
All right. So you make it. You make it to the Brandywine Crossing by about midday, and let's do some quick rolls.
I don't know what that guy was on about back in Bree. There ain't no elves out here. And I know the whole area. There ain't no elves. There ain't no big people of any kind. They're all at Bree.
Well, elves are sneaky.
They are.
They're good.
Are they? I don't know. Are you sneaky? You lot.
We can be when we desire.
They're deceptive.
I don't
by
think they
their
could. I don't
nature.
think he could sneak. I think he has to make sure that everyone knows he's there.
Well, you've got a good point there. Yeah. If there's an elf without everybody paying attention to him, is he really an elf? If there's an elf in the forest,
The balance of words are in your favor, dwarf. I have been quiet thus far.
Really? You've been quiet.
see that it stays that way. What do your elf eyes see?
You know, us hobbits have a bit of a
Dwarf and a stupid hobbit.
us hobbits have a bit of a reputation for being sneaky too.
Yeah, but they can climb trees.
I think you guys might be sneakier, actually. Like if I were statting it out
So
a game.
as you're out scouting, you see the tracks of some large beast. You know that this is something that the three of you alone would not be able to handle. So you start rushing the group once you find it.
Okay.
But you take 1 point of dread.
That's
No.
That's not real. There's no beast this big in Hobbit or in the Shire. You don't gotta worry about
What kind of beast was it? Sorry, I missed it.
it. I'm just joking.
You don't really know. That's the problem. Is it seems to have wandered close to the road from either the old forest or the Barrow Downs. You know that there are.
We just see like the evidence of it, basically.
Yeah, you don't know what it is, but you've seen evidence of its path, or he found evidence of its passage.
It's probably just
Is
a
there a
large
way
chipmunk.
We can ascertain that?
Um,
Or is it meant to be vague at this point?
It's meant to be vague.
Where do we mark down dread?
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it yet. Let's see.
Let's see.
Are you sure it's...
Oh, one shadow.
Shadow?
Point. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, shadow point.
Shadow point.
That's in your heart area.
Yeah, if your shadow points
And we
get
all
too
mark it
high
down?
and your hope gets too low, then you become miserable and struggle to do certain tasks.
And we all mark it down.
Yeah, everyone
Okay.
takes one shadow point.
Just like Frodo on Mount Doom.
Are you sure it's not a sheep? A large sheep?
Yeah.
I tell you, there ain't no large
I'm quite
creatures around
certain.
here. But I'll be looking over my shoulder.
But yeah, with the haste of that, pushed on you, he manages to push you throughout the day, and your goal is to get on the other side of the Brandywine Bridge with the hopes that the river would cause a natural barrier to keep any such thing from crossing and attacking you. But as you approach the Brandywine Bridge, make an awareness check.
Everyone? Or
Everyone, yeah.
This is my specialty.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
That's our specialty.
So
All right.
As you cross the bridge, you catch a glimpse of someone's head poking up on the far side.
Okay.
So
Well,
it looks like they're
like
just,
looking around
yeah,
something.
just peeking around the edge of the bridge
Okay.
as you're crossing.
Well, I'll call for a stop. Halt.
We're almost to the bridge.
You can
You're actually on the bridge now.
And I'll begin to point it out, but then I'll throw my hands up once I realize again it's a dwarf and a hobbit there. There is someone up ahead hiding from us.
What? I'll pull out my axe and be not inconspicuous whatsoever as I scan the bushes.
I don't see anyone.
I'll call out, "Come out, friend. We mean no harm if you mean no harm."
There's nobody there.
But the dwarf's drawn his axe.
I don't see anybody.
He's not yet made a threat.
Is that just how they say hello?
Yes.
So
You didn't say hello to me like that. Are we not friends, dwarf?
I didn't have time to find an actual map of a bridge, so I apologize.
Just draw a couple lines.
Yeah, we'll throw this out real quick.
Well, I as an aside, I dislike finding the actual maps because I can never find what matched up to what I imagined. So I think I have to start doing it in reverse if I want to use a battle map. Find a battle map and then make the scenario around it rather than...
Yeah, that's actually what I've been doing in
Yeah.
my D&D one for a long time.
Because it takes a long time to make your own stuff.
Yeah, it's easier just to find one that's already made and
People do really good at it these days.
force your story to fit into
Right.
it.
There's a bridge. But we've been on our rocks for
There's
high
a
up for a while.
rock
Bridge. You're on the bridge. Well, I didn't want to let you're on the bridge.
Yeah.
in the middle of it. No
Yeah.
cover. Keep talking.
Didn't I see the guy when I was on the other side?
Yeah.
Took you half of the bridge, right?
Yeah.
Momentum carried you.
You can't just stop on a
It's
dime.
Newtonian physics.
Yeah.
I never established gravity, so your momentum carried you.
All right. So this man comes, and he is a human, steps up from underneath the bridge. Like he walks up from a little trail that comes up from underneath the bridge. And he's followed by another man.
They're humans.
Yeah, these are humans. The first one, he has a light chain shirt on. Doesn't look too intimidating. And the other one looks almost like a scared peasant, just holding a club. He says, "I'm sorry, my friends, but I'm afraid I have to relieve you of some of your coin if you want passage over the bridge.
But whose authority?
By the authority of my own.
Oh, no,
And
that
my
ain't going to
own
work
strength.
here. You big folk, you think you can just come in here and start ordering us all around? I'm a sovereign citizen.
And sovereign citizens are welcome in the Shire. But
I'm joking.
I'm afraid I must relieve you of some coin as a toll for the bridge.
There is no toll. This isn't a toll bridge.
But it is now.
Yeah, I'll just stride forward boldly.
Here's the
I dealt with plenty of your kind in my day. I want to use awe to see if I can make them afraid of me.
He's a criminal?
So
We'll be paying nothing, and you'll pay in blood if you don't get out of the way.
That's all right. Drastic.
Lanai hears a sound behind you guys as two more of these, kind of meager-looking people come up from the other side of the bridge, and they both have basically just sticks, like big, thick sticks in their hands that they're wielding.
It appears as though we are surrounded, friends.
Eh?
Well, then we're not going to have to move far for a good fight.
Wait a minute. What's all this about fighting?
Yeah, I'll heft my spear sort of casually at this stage,
You're
curious
the
to see
one
what
that's
happens.
supposed to not mimic the dwarf, and now you're mimicking the dwarf. You're drawing weapons. Oh, this ain't good. This ain't good at all. Look what you started.
Stay close to me, friend, and I'll protect you.
All right.
Yes, stay between us, little one.
There's not a spot for that on the trackers.
So you do have the option of, one, trying to talk your way out of it, which, you can try and intimidate
Yeah,
your way
he's
out
going
of
to
it,
do the odd thing.
or charm your way out of it, or try and persuade them to leave
I
you
have
alone.
persuade.
Well, I would fall more
But
along the dwarf's idea, Nur's idea, so I have 2 pips in awe, so I might do the same thing towards the people that I just noticed come from behind us. But I'm not doing anything. If Merrick's still talking, then I guess we could try that route. What do you want to do? Should we just intimidate him, Merrick? Come on, big folk in the Shire?
Hey, I'm trying not to be a bloodthirsty murder hobo, okay? That's how all halflings really are, I know, but not when everyone's looking. Gotta keep some of that stuff under the table.
So they just drink and smoke and eat so much to keep their bloodthirst abated.
Gotta feed the beast.
Yeah, I'm going off if Merrick doesn't jump into diplomacy of some kind.
I guess I could try to persuade as more of a, oh, look, now you got them both drawing weapons. Look what you're doing. I can't stop them once they get going, is kind of how I'll be doing the persuade thing.
okay.
I like that.
The rabid. Look at him. You ever seen an elf look like that?
Sorry, I just sneezed. That
And
was
the leader, he's armored. He has a short sword and a bow, and he seems, completely unconcerned. The one that's behind him, he seems to be gaining courage from, the leaders.
Do you want me to make a persuade roll, or
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead and make a roll.
It looks like a failure? It is.
Okay. So he says, you might be good folk of the Shire, but I'm afraid we still must have you pay the toll.
I'm going to be honest. The second Justin said it was a big folk, I almost said I loose an arrow.
Lisa Volley.
I had to. It took every fiber of my being not to just immediately.
Time for awe.
Yeah,
Shock and awe.
I'll just, be intimidating.
Your race has dwindled. I suggest you depart. That's what I'll go with.
I got a success.
Let's see how I did. Oh, failure. Put too many words in it.
You should. I guess you can't retroactively do it, can you? Like use some heart or whatever. Hope.
It's gotta go before the roll. Is that how it works, Justin?
Yeah, you have to do it before the roll.
Yeah, because it adds a bonus die or whatever.
Yeah. All right. So with your awe roll, you do see the lesser enemies. Like they look a little bit shaken, but not quite to the point where they're ready to back down or flee yet.
Yeah.
But in game terms, your awe dropped their hate level 1, which is, I guess, they're human, so their resolve level by 1. So yeah, they're on the verge of breaking, but they're not quite to that point yet.
Yeah.
So what's
Put a little fear in them.
Yeah.
what's the next step? We gotta make good on our threat, or
And it's like ranged, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, close to. Okay.
So yeah, the leader. So how did you want to try and do your intimidate? Like try and play it out a little bit.
Yeah. So I was gonna boldly stride forward closer to him, like not right up to him, but pound my fists on my chest and tell him, if we're going to fight, let's get to it.
Okay. Let me actually add the ponies in if I can find a token for them real quick.
Protect the ponies.
We don't find another batch of mushrooms. I'm eating them.
It's because I insulted the race of man. So everybody's like, hey.
Hey, not all. We're not all dwindling here.
Statistically, you have diminished.
I will broker no more argument on the matter.
I thought I saw one somewhere.
Do you have riddles?
I do.
Should have challenged him to a riddle game. Okay, I'll pay your toll.
Yeah, same here.
There you go.
Nice. I don't.
I know a riddle or two.
There we go.
I have several.
And no successes. Does it cause like an existential threat having to combat my riddle?
It's just the way that the hobbits get the better of the greater races, right? Like in the stories and stuff, because they're just so hobbits that you can't help but be befuddled at some point.
Yeah, elf, riddle me this. Huh? Oh.
What do I have in my
That
pockets?
is actually the worst roll you could ever possibly get.
Got it out of the way. Now it's all good. Just
Is that a total party wipe?
yeah. A riddle.
So yeah, as Noor steps forward, the leader of these bandits says, "Well, apparently we have to do this the hard way." And he pulls his bow and pulls an arrow from his quiver, signifying the beginning of combat.
Okay.
Volley up. Are you wanting us to, I suppose it doesn't matter, we move tokens or anything like that. That's right. I forgot.
All right. So since there are 4 of them and 3 of you, they get to choose their how they're going to do it first.
You're not counting the ponies.
They're not
The
mules.
ponies will not be engaging in combat.
I need some mules.
But yeah, during their first round, the kind of peasant type bandits will be moving towards you while the leader is going to stay ranged and take a shot at the dwarf. Which then you guys can make your
Opening volleys.
your opening volleys as they close.
Yeah, it would introduce a technical error because I hefted my spear, but it's okay. It happens all the time.
You can
in
throw
story.
your spear, right?
I don't want to throw it though.
Okay.
Throw your spear.
Well, if you don't want to, take an opening volley, you don't.
Well,
have
I'm just
to.
saying, is that kind of like because it's loose enough where I'm like not spending actions to get a. I don't know, how does it work? Do I have to spend my action to switch a weapon? I didn't see that. I don't think in the list of actions.
There's actions for dropping.
right, dropping
Yeah,
and picking
there-
up stuff.
Yeah, there are actions for dropping and picking up, but no, it doesn't really say much about.
Okay.
Just balance your spear on the tip of your toe. Draw your bow and shoot.
Well, I hold the spear in this hand and then. Justin, come on, let it happen.
Shoot the spear.
We could say that you
Just draw your bow.
stand in a way that it.
No, I'll just not take a shot for now.
Okay. But yeah, for resolution, he'll take his shot at.
Did we have permission for our tokens? Because I can't see myself, and I don't think I can target. I'm not sure if I can even target the NPCs.
Yeah, I'm not able to. But I will have my... I'm not going to do a volley either, Justin. I'll have just my shield and my axe ready.
Okay.
All right. I guess I'll be taking a
Yeah,
volley
you
then.
should have.
Do we still get actions in the course of a volley even if we don't shoot? Wasn't there? Didn't I see like
Yeah,
a
you can-
defensive action or something like that?
Yeah, you can still use all the normal actions. So if you're going to be setting up for defensive posture, you can still use your defensive bolstering. You can use, if you're going into forward, you can still use your, was it like the one that demoralizes the enemy?
Right.
All right.
Is it like 80 something?
Chris, can you use Merrick now?
I can't target anyone.
All right. Here.
No.
Do you have access to the token in the journal?
Like,
Can you drag a copy of him out?
Most likely not, because that's like DM stuff. Yeah, there we go.
All right. And you can move him around?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'll delete the tokens, your guys' tokens that I put out there, and you guys can drag them out to those locations.
So yeah, it looks like you double your parry modifier, Brandon, for carrying a shield
is that what
in
it
the
is?
volley sets part. That's a player hero is carrying a shield, double its parry modifier if aware of the incoming attack.
Okay.
Alrighty.
All right.
Let's
Yeah,
see.
double its parry modifier.
So drawing a weapon would be a secondary action,
Yeah.
right?
I got feathers in my cap.
Nice.
All right, so for I'll do an opening shot at the leader.
Okay.
All right.
Well, since there are 4 of them,
Yeah.
they will resolve first, so target. Why is it not recognizing?
Is there like a combat mode you've got to put it into? Because usually we see the turn order, but I'm not seeing that.
Well, yeah, we didn't really have a turn order when we
Okay.
did this on our testing.
Yeah, like a lot of that stuff is not
No.
necessary. It's something that you
It's in
kind
the
of
character sheet, right?
What, turn order?
No. If it
Mm.
queries for target, right?
Mhm.
Because I know I can't macro it, so it's like at
Let's
the
see.
Yeah, it's
API level.
yeah. I was going. I can't remember. I think it auto deducts endurance. I was going to take a test shot to see if I can target or not, and I
Yeah, go ahead and try, because all of a sudden he can't seem to.
All right. So I don't even think it asked right there. Oh, I just accidentally minused all my bow skill. There we go. That's where it is. Bow. 0 targets parry. Yeah, it's asking for a parry value, which means it's not targeting, right? Because
Yeah.
usually it would ask for the target.
Are these tokens on the map layer, maybe?
Yeah, the ruffian chief is going to take a shot with his bow at Master Dwarf.
Now I can't help but picture armored like Master Chief,
Mm-hmm.
except the beard sticks out.
Yeah.
In fact, exposure to the vacuum
All right.
strengthens the beard.
So yeah, he got the
blow.
Oh, dang.
Eye of Sauron, which results in a piercing blow. If you want to roll your...
Did it grab double parry from you? How does that work?
Yeah, I mean, my parry is set
Oh, okay.
on my character sheet.
Yeah. But
Which-
getting the Eye of Sauron
Yeah.
gives him an automatic success.
So, that's the piercing blow. That's the one that would do real damage.
Yeah.
And then I roll protection,
Mm-hmm.
and it's favored.
Yes.
So I'll click favored here, and then I'll roll my protection.
What gave it favored? from you?
One of my virtues.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about my virtue.
But I clicked favored, so I shouldn't also add in bonus die. It should take care of that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Extraordinary success. So yeah.
So how does that work on a
So
protection?
he still manages to hit you with it, but you manage to get your shield up so that it's a glancing blow rather than the arrow sticking into you.
Yeah. So it's still just stamina.
Yeah. So yeah, you take the 3 damage.
Let's see. Extraordinary.
You can do it in a particularly flashy way if you'd like.
Yeah, so I'll just say I raise my shield in time to block the arrow and it deflects off of my shield,
Okay.
but it hits my shield just hard enough for the edge of my shield to hit me in the eyebrow,
Okay.
Just thunks you.
Yeah.
Okay.
which causes me to become angry. All right, so that's 3, you said?
Yep.
And that
And then-
goes in my...
Anyone doing
Endurance would be
or participating in the
5.
closing round, the volleying, gets their shots now.
All right. So I will shoot with my bow. It's still asking me to input target's parry value. Let's see here.
Yeah.
So what is it?
What was that?
Bandit leader's parry value.
Oh, can you not target him?
It's asking me to input it. Do you want me to just roll it and see if it takes it?
Which thing on your character sheet did you click on?
Right, and there's supposed to be 2 different buttons you can use.
Right there.
Yeah, there should be a roll
Oh, you want the
and
target?
a target.
Okay, I
Yeah,
see.
use the target one.
All right, let's undo that. Target. Bonus dice, 0.
Great success.
Great success. Yes, nice.
Good job.
That's I'll be like, the horror battle.
So yeah, you can use that great success for increased damage, or let's see, what were the other options?
Piercing. Gives it a higher chance to pierce if it didn't already.
If it brings it up to 10 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, special damage. You can add your strength in to the damage. Fend off any close combat weapon. So as part of your attack, you can modify your parry rating for the round, which since this is a closing round, it doesn't really have much.
Okay.
Let's see, you can add a +2 to your each die, but that won't bring it up to a piercing blow. And you don't have a shield, so looks like the only one that really makes sense is adding in additional damage.
Okay.
What page is that, Justin?
103 in the PDF, 99 in the book.
Okay. All right.
All right, so what do I need to do here?
Raise the loss of endurance by an additional +1. Spend 1 success to inflict your adversary with additional loss of endurance equal to your strength rating.
It's kind of a weird one, but I guess there's only 3 stats, so
Yeah.
strength rating 3.
3?
So what
Okay.
what does extraordinary success do when
instead
it's
of
on your protection?
3 damage, you deal 6 damage to him.
Nice.
So, as he is, reveling in his fine shot at the dwarf, your arrow hits him. And he's kind of shaken a little bit by the blow, as it was a particularly grievous wound.
Oh, what is it? Is it a wound? It's endurance,
Well,
right?
not technically a wound in
I say
game,
it just, I thunk it right off his helmet, and that kind of
knocks him a little
Rattles
bit.
him around.
rattles him pretty good. I also like to think that because I'm hiding behind friend dwarf, that it seems to come out of nowhere.
Yeah, you shoot from between the legs of the horse over his shoulder. All right. Ellenith, were you going to participate in the initial round?
Are you just brandishing your spear about?
Yeah, because I'm going to plan to enter a defensive stance and protect the little man. So I'm spinning it so fast. It's like a shield.
Okay.
Confers a bonus.
All right. So that ends the first round of combat. So for the second round, decide stances. So the enemies are gonna, now that they're engaged in melee combat, they're all gonna take a forward stance against the 3 of you.
All right. So, because we're flanked, if I'm in the rear, what does that mean? Do I still retain that bonus, or does it mean that I cannot be in the rear? I have to be in like what does it be? Would it be open?
Or defensive.
Defensive, maybe? Yeah.
Well, I mean, the way it's set up on the map, I can still see a way you can stay away from the press of the fighting, right?
Yeah,
Because
just asking how
he's
they...
one. Oh, technically how it works?
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything really about flanking. I mean, they have something about ambushed, but we're not exactly ambushed.
Well, like, I can still be in the rear if, like, they overran the front lines.
Right.
Right. It doesn't change my position. I'm just wondering if, like, there's...
Well, that's true. I mean, what if you kill everybody besides the rearward stance people? Because that kind of makes you immune from
Yeah, I think
attacks
you have to have someone in the front, right? So like the rearward person would become
Oh, gotcha.
into the front
So if
one.
he's not doing front, there could be no rear.
Mm.
Right? Is that?
Yeah.
So I might not even be able to go into the rear because I think we need to fill one of the 3 positions, right? Is that how that works? Can't remember.
Well, we'll say that if you move behind Lenaith, since he's in that general area, that he, in a defensive stance, can basically interrupt both of them,
Okay.
and you can take a rearward stance between the dwarf and the elf.
All right.
But if it were in a situation where there was no way of doing that, then, or if they had enough to where they could, overrun him, then yeah, you would be forced into one of the close quarter.
Okay.
All right. So now what you can do? You can take a step back and yeah, they'll close.
Oh, I see.
So yeah, they'll resolve first since they still outnumber you. So yeah, this footpad hesitantly charges the dwarf and swings his tree branch at him, and the dwarf easily, sidesteps and knocks the cudgel out of the way. This
Ain't got time for ya.
Try again.
the second one will attack at Lenaith. Oh,
Uh-oh.
and he actually,
Piercing blow.
yeah, he gets a good swing on you.
A piercing blow with a cudgel.
Yeah.
So then I roll my protection.
He's throwing his whole strength at a swing to your head. So yeah, you roll your protection against a 12.
That's the injury rating.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It should automatically add in.
It had a 14 with
Oh.
no bonus die. Correct. Okay. Failure. What is with the Eye of Sauron today?
Yeah, that's... All right, so he does manage to hit you in the head and kind of knock you silly a bit.
Does he just start acting sort of like a human?
Yeah. So what is his wound severity?
Well, let's make a roll.
So piercing blow,
Wounds.
damage. So injury 12.
Okay.
So
Let's see. When they're wounded for the first time, they
It's
immediately
not-
check the wounded box on their character sheet.
did not roll what it should have.
And then they have to roll on the wound severity table using a feat die
Wounded.
to determine the extent of their injury. It's like page
Yeah.
105, I think.
So there's the roll. Got a 10. Severe injury. So yeah, he knocks you really good in the head. You are almost knocked unconscious. But yeah, you now have a bleeding gash.
That will take. What'd you roll?
10.
10 days to
Yep.
heal?
10
Nice.
days before, you would have to rest for 10 days before the wound is actually fully healed. You can continue on with a wound.
Right. I just recover endurance slowly.
But yeah, and then the last footpad will also take a shot at you.
Mm.
Yeah, and he fails. So then you guys, and the chief will take his bow shot at Master Dwarf.
Hang on, if he's still taking a bow shot, let me double the parry on my shield here.
Okay.
All right, go for it.
Bow shot. Yeah, and yeah, this one, the shot to the head distracted him, and so his next shot went wide.
Okay.
And now you guys can resolve yours.
All right.
So,
So I'll
Brandon,
be
you forward stance?
yeah.
So you'll go first.
I'll be rear.
Defensive.
Okay.
Yeah, so obviously I'll be attacking the leader here.
The actual leader? You're going to move up to him?
Which one is the leader?
Oh, I
The
guess.
one in red, I believe.
Well, there's
one in
the-
red cape.
The one in front of you that's kind of,
Yeah, I'll
that's
attack.
engaged with you.
I'll attack that one.
Okay.
Justin, I guess I'll stay close, actually.
Stay close.
Yeah, just so you can stay in rear, because it looks like he needs to have 2 adventurers fighting close combat stance.
Yeah.
To open up the rear, right? So yeah, I'll stay in close.
Well, defensive stance is part of close.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
That's just one of the 3 stances.
Forward stance is what I. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. So
Yeah,
yeah, defensive stance then.
All right, so yeah, I'll attack the one in front of me. Do you want me to do that?
Yep. And remember to put yourself in forward stance so you get that extra bonus die.
Got it. All right, so with my axe in one hand,
Silly footpad.
did it roll?
Mm-hmm. I'm not seeing it.
There we go.
Something goes.
Okay, it's just slow.
One great success.
All right, so with the great success, and I have an axe, so I can't make it a piercing, so I'll just add the extra stamina damage. It's 2 plus my...
Okay.
Strength rating?
Yeah, I think there was something.
Yeah, you can add your strength to it. The other option you could have fending off any close combat.
Yeah, I'll do the heavy...
Increase the heavy blow.
1 success to modify parry. Yeah, I'll just do the heavy blow.
Okay.
An additional loss of endurance equal to my strength rating, which is, where are you? 6?
6.
Yeah.
So you deal 12 damage, which is enough to kill him.
Okay.
So yeah. He is a dead dude.
Like Billy Bob Thornton at the end of Sling Blade.
Yeah. Just thunk. I studied on killing you.
Yeah, seeing
Studied
you
on it
just
quite a bit.
Seeing you just, well, you can describe how you kill him. I mean, it is a great success. So yeah, you
Tolkien was a fan
Yeah.
of cleaving heads.
Well, so I'm basically doing Mike Tyson's peekaboo style with the shield, and so I just come out with my axe in one hand and just thunk it right into the side of his head, cave the whole thing in.
all right. So yeah, seeing you just offhandedly dispatch one of their companions, the other 2 look like they're about to bolt.
Mm-hmm.
So the 9th, your turn.
Yeah, so these guys came up with their clubs, and that's what struck me. So they're unlikely to be able to reach Merrick. So I will just attack them from my defensive stance.
Okay. Which one are you going to focus on?
Let's see. Oops. Don't I choose it? Isn't that how it works?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, you do the target and then you
Use
choose.
the target one.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing the names of them.
Just that one that's right by me. Ah, failure.
One.
Yeah, the
Well, I have defensive clicked.
4 + 4.
I still got... Aren't I supposed to have 1 less dice than my pips?
Yeah. Did you set it as defensive on your
Yes.
sheet before you rolled?
Do you have
It's weird.
like the conditions? Any of the conditions? Is it clicked? Anything besides normal or favorite?
Normal and wounded are clicked now.
Okay.
Oh. So you, as you're defending yourself from these 2 enemies attacking you from different sides, you just can't quite seem to land a blow on them.
Right.
Can you use hope to redo an attack?
Don't believe so.
Yeah, I guess not. Yeah, I guess you can just use it for like bonus dice on skills and attacks and stuff.
Yeah. All right. So, Merrick, your turn to take your shot.
All right. I'll take a shot at the leader again. I might use a hope die to give myself a bonus. I will. All right. So, choose a target. Bonus dice 1. Yay.
And another great success.
Yeah, I'll do the same thing last time. So add 3 to the damage.
All right. This time, it manages to knock him unconscious.
Okay.
So it brought him to exactly 0. He's not dead. He's knocked unconscious and he's kind of dying.
All right. Yeah, so I'll thunk it again off his plate. I like to think that each thunk is getting closer to like the slit in the helmet or wherever the visor is, like towards his eye.
Yeah.
And I'm just almost there to honing in on it, but he just goes and gets knocked out.
Yeah. This time it's just enough that, and it hits it in just the right way that, his eyes glaze over and he just kind of collapses into the road. So now we're on into the next round, and you guys, now that you are more than your enemies, you guys get to declare your intentions first.
Well, I'll maintain my defensive stance.
Yeah, I'll stay in the rear.
I'll charge the leader there.
He's unconscious now.
Oh, okay. So who's in this red cape?
That's the guy that's
Yeah, that's
unconscious.
him. He's
Okay, so you're shooting at him.
Merrick shot him twice in the helmet and knocked him unconscious.
There's 2 back here. The elf needs help.
The guy's in the green.
Yeah, so I guess I'll
Green elf needs food.
Badly.
go to here and attack this one on the end.
Okay. So yeah, you get to resolve yours first.
Okay. So one-handed axe attack. No attribute was found for targeted token.
That's footpad 2. He has. It won't let you roll.
Let's see. Choose a target. It just spams me with this error message. Are you guys seeing the error message?
I'm seeing it on your screen.
No attribute was found for targeted token by the name of character _name.
Which one are you targeting?
This here?
Oh, that's the
With the tail?
that's the mule or the pony.
I was going to say
guy's in white.
Last time I could see the names. So what, one of these?
Here.
He just doesn't have the nameplate, so we can see him correctly.
are you? Yeah, you're targeting the one north of Travis's character. It's
Point
fine
it
for
out
me.
with your finger. What? This thing here?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
North of me.
It rolled for me unless Justin changed something.
Well, I didn't click
Well,
on
I
that.
mean, I just
Oh, okay.
attacked
I see
on him,
what
so
you're
I was kind of curious.
I'll try it now.
Trying to kill our ponies.
Yeah, there we go.
He's in the frenzy.
Remember to minus the damage that I dealt.
Even with the Eye of Sauron, you managed to hit him
Yeah,
with a great success.
great success.
Nice.
So we'll do the heavy blow, an additional 6 damage.
Yeah, and this guy was not in as good a shape as his companion, so you annihilate him.
Annihilate.
Yeah, so I'll say I'm just doing an overhand strike, and cleave his entire arm and shoulder off.
Yeah. So yeah, he's
Spray
focusing
blood all over
on trying to hit the elf
Linnaeus,
again,
yeah.
and you walk up behind him and just
Do you give him some sagely advice, like keep your head on a swivel when you're in a battle?
No, because I'm thinking about how much work it's going to take to get the nicks out of my axe
Oh.
now. So,
Dents out of your armor.
yeah.
This is my father's shield.
So I'm just becoming more angry.
And probably
For one,
drunk.
it's rude. It's very rude to try to rob people.
all right.
And to club him in the head.
Yeah, and to club them in the head.
Maybe I should have appealed to their courtesy. Because I do have that. It's awfully rude. You're being rude. Your guests in the Shire, too.
Yeah.
I just
So
don't.
Travis, your turn.
Okay, we'll try to put the spear into the last man standing here. Let's see if it gets the dice right. Okay, so now it has the bonus dice in there. I don't think it put a -1 in there last time.
All right, that's a success.
Yes. So what, I just deal 4?
Yeah, you do the 4 if you want to narrate.
Yeah, I suppose I'm not stabbing this guy, so he moves out of the way of my stab, and I hit him with the blunt end. I knock him around a little bit.
All right. So yeah, you managed to hit him in the face, and you can see blood coming from his nose and split lip now. Merrick.
I'll take a shot at him.
All right.
Piercing blow.
All right. Yeah, piercing blow. I don't think he has the ability to resolve against that. Yeah, injury 14. No bonus die. So yeah, you insta-kill him.
Yeah, it just goes in the throat.
Okay.
Leaves him gurgling.
So yeah, Lanai hits him, and you can see like tears starting to well up in his eyes, and then your arrow takes him, and he tries to cry out as he falls, but no sound comes.
Oh, that was rather violent and sudden.
Yeah. I got my blood flowing.
I think we got a little carried away.
They asked for it. They started it. We finished it.
Just leave the parts there. Some hobbit will find it and take it home. Goldie, look what I found on the bridge today. An arm and a shoulder.
It's probably
Now-
best that we don't mention that there are good folk raiding in the Shire.
Does anybody have healing?
I got a spot of it here or there.
Because, you know,
Yeah, I have
He took a
two
nasty blow.
pips with a specialty. I don't know if I can heal myself.
I got one
Doesn't
pip
work.
with
Yeah, first aid,
no
you-
specialty.
You can help.
What, I can aid or just...
Let's see.
Yes, compliments. Your fighting prowess is not to be underestimated. I am in your debt.
I think nothing of it. Just was
what are we going to do with the leader?
a boring walk anyways.
So yeah,
think
you
we
can
should
do
cut his head
first
off
aid
and
on
put it in
yourself
a
if you want to make that roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let everyone know that the Shire is the place to be feared. Shadow might lie in Mordor.
Great success.
A great success. Yeah, you drop it from taking 10 days to recover to taking 8 days to recover.
Nice.
Yeah, you
Okay.
bandage yourself up and get something cold on the wound.
Compress.
Yeah.
Yeah, reverse it. So a successful healing roll reduces the severity of an injury by 1 day, plus 1 day for each success icon.
Yeah. And he got the success on the roll and a great success. I got 2 days off. All right.
But your injury leaves a permanent mark.
Do I have a scar?
Wait, no, that's for dying heroes.
Oh.
You're not.
Yeah. But if you want a scar, you can have a scar.
If you want to be dying, you can be.
But yeah, until it's healed, your vision's just a little bit off. Which,
Okay.
You know, may come into play at some point
Impossible.
as a negative bonus die.
I'm an elf. All we have is our vision.
So it had already been getting on towards evening as you cross the bridge, and you are going to need to rest soon. Is there anything else you want to do here at the bridge after dealing with these brigands?
Throw the parts in the river.
I think
No.
Merrick may not like that since his farm is downstream.
Farm is downstream.
Ponies love gore water.
Sheep.
No, I mean, I've been guarding merchant caravans my whole life. We're not going to take time to bury them or anything.
Yeah.
They chose their path. They can lay there and rot.
But any other passerbys might take a bit of a wrong idea as to what's going on here.
Well, should we drag him to the
Into the bushes.
constable or the sheriff?
That's
Young Hobbit?
That's too much work. It'll slow us down. We can just tell them
Aren't
where
we
they
going
are.
to Hobbiton anyways?
but that one, he's still alive.
That's not my
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, the leader is
Are
still
we just
alive.
going to let him roam around so he can do this all again?
Oh, I don't. Is he going to get better?
He will recover if you don't
You want me to
either dispatch him
finish him off?
or
Oh,
Yeah, I can see that my companions don't have the stomach for that. So maybe we can tie him to one of the ponies and take him into Hobbiton and say he tried to rob us.
what do we have for law enforcement in the Shire?
Really, there's not a whole lot of call for
Mob.
it.
Yeah.
Just a group of people are like, okay, let's do
But
this.
there are people that are trained, you know, in
Probably the Saxville Baggins. I hear they're a lousy lot.
you are a Proudfoot, so yeah, you probably dislike them.
I do have a question for you, Justin. I wasn't sure how it worked. That gleam of wrath, they lose a point of resolve. How would that have changed anything? Because I totally forgot about it when I hit that guy.
With the lesser ones, their resolve was down to 1. So if the gleam of wrath had happened, they would have tried to flee.
Oh, okay.
And that last guy
But there was an arrow with his name on it anyways. So.
After he killed the first one, they were going to lose a point of resolve, and they were going to try and flee anyway. But the leader had an ability to raise their resolve as well.
Yeah, I got
But yeah, it would have been kind of a back and forth.
a point plus 1 point for each success.
Ah.
If it happens. Again.
We got that is another elf or some other big folk coming after us, right? With relic.
Yeah. There's
And
a
is he going to
ranger that'll be following you.
Is he going to continue on with us, or is he just to deliver the relic?
Well, he'll be continuing on with you.
Well, perhaps we could let him think about it. What to do with this bandit guy? I mean, big folk seem to be more reasonable when it comes to these laws.
But
we would just string him up and draw and quarter him.
Out of game, he won't be here until we have a next game session because John's playing him.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, if you guys don't want me to finish him off, let's just take him in
to
Hobbiton and let them deal with him.
Yeah, there is a constable in Hobbiton that resolves matters. In the town, it's usually a matter of
squabbles.
Yeah, small squabbles. My chicken flew over and laid eggs on their property, and they kept the eggs, but that's my chicken.
But we still might want to keep it quiet. I don't think me folk could really are really adjusted to this sort of severity of crime.
You'd be the talk of town for 100 years.
Oh, I couldn't bear it.
Well, merchant trains do come through, so there are rumors of bandits. It's not a very common thing, but especially in the Shire,
Merrick
or
the
this close to
murderer.
it. But
there's also rumors of merchant trains.
They say he has body parts buried in his hobbit hole.
Feed my sheep raw human meat.
It was just one little chest of body parts.
Oh, hey, we can stop by my house and pick up my special chest full of body parts.
Everyone make an insight check.
Oh, no.
Failure. Come on,
We're not real insightful in this group. We don't really stop and weigh our actions.
I also failed.
Well, that's because you're a dwarf. It's okay. It's expected.
All right.
Insights would imply that you don't already know everything worth knowing anyways.
Exactly. Yeah.
His soul's laid bare to himself and he just doesn't care.
Right.
That's what happens when you have like an eldritch space-time distortion in your beard.
All right. So after dealing with it, the dwarf ties up the man, and you find a good campsite near the river. And once you're near the river, you can start to see what Merrick had been talking about with the oily substance.
Probably smell it too.
Yeah, there is definitely something you can't quite put a name to. It doesn't smell like poison or anything. It just smells corrupt. It smells evil, and so
I'll touch my fingers to it and sort of do this.
Okay.
Do I detect that it's the taint of the shadow?
Roll your lore.
Okay.
Your shadow lore. Which is
shadow
your
lore.
skill.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. No, your skill as a warden gives you the ability to use lore for shadow lore stuff.
Well, great success.
Nice.
All right. So yeah, you actually recognize it as something that occasionally befouls the waters near orc encampments. There are certain.
Do they dig their latrines near running water?
There's just a certain musk and pungentness that they kind of exude that occasionally fouls the waters nearby, especially when they defecate in it or throw dead orc bodies into it.
Orc filth.
I'll be eating some of my spare mushrooms. I'll be. It's been horrible these past few was it weeks, days?
It's just been 2 days of travel.
No, the river.
Oh, the river. Yeah, it's been about a month.
Oh, it's been horrible these past few weeks. Almost enough to make you lose your appetite.
Well, we can be certain that orc filth lies upriver.
Orcs. They don't exist in the Shire. They don't live here. All these fancy tales.
All right, so let's see. So as you sleep, are you going to be setting any kind of watch on?
Yeah, I'll take my lookout position.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I will
Assuming
too.
it doesn't impact
Are
healing
you
to a
gonna
great degree.
Be excluded from the watch, or?
No, I'll take one. I'm sure I've been wounded and had to maintain my duties.
Okay.
I'm coming down from the combat high.
Just occurred to me we don't have meals for nighttime. Like if you stay up late.
I got an idea. A midnight snack.
Nice. And that's how midnight snacks were invented.
Also, I think all this murder changed something in me. A primal bloodlust. Need for murder.
All right, so Lanai, you roll an awareness check
Okay.
during your
Do you want a
during
penalty
your
on it?
watch. Yes, with a 1 penalty die.
Oh, there we go. Success!
Very nice. So while you're on your watch, you realize that your captive prisoner has managed to find a sharp rock and has been discreetly wearing his rope out that binds his hands and his feet. And while you're on watch, you see the rope just about to snap, but you catch him before it actually breaks.
Yeah, I'll do that elf thing where you have a bow drawn and the
all
point right
times.
at their nose.
Okay, so yeah, he's got his eyes closed, and he's just like trying to discreetly rub the rope on this sharp rock that happened to be nearby, and he kind of peeks, a little bit of one eye open, and then sees an arrow pointing directly at his eye as you're standing over him.
And I will say, you can face the justice of the hobbits or mine, friend. Which way do you go?
And he just freezes. He says, "Good sir, good elf. I apologize. When we were hired for this job, I did not expect it. They told us it was going to be easy, sir. I'm very sorry, but all we were told was to take whatever items you may have. Especially, they told us to look for some piece of porous stone. I didn't understand what he meant, sir. But if you don't kill me, then I will submit to the justice of whoever."
Strange. Someone hired you specifically for
Back in
us?
Bree, sir. They said that the elves and the dwarf were going to be traveling towards Hobbiton soon, and that they had something that they must recover, and we could keep everything but that one stone, sir. They promised us that it would be an easy job.
Confound it. That's what our lack of insight missed. Maybe. I shall be having the names of the people who hired you.
I'm afraid I don't know the name, sir.
A description, then.
Well, he was a fellow in a dark cloak. He kept his hood up. We were poor. We were looking for any work we could, and he offered us good money for doing this.
Did you recognize the pattern of his speech?
No, sir. But he was definitely from somewhere outside of Bree. He was not a local.
Curious. Well, I'll re-secure his bonds.
Okay.
And we will likely have more questions for you. And I hope that you have been truthful, because I doubt Nur, my dwarf companion, will be as kind as I have been.
Roll your awe skill.
Great success!
So he just starts crying. Like he's just sobbing. He says, "Please don't let the dwarf have me, sir. Please don't let him have me."
Well, do you have anything to add?
"I swear I don't have anything else, sir. I swear.
Well, then he won't harm you. But other than that, I'll just remain watchful of him. Extra watchful, because I can't think of anything else to ask him at the moment.
All right. And the rest of the night passes uneventfully.
And in the morning, over our 2 breakfasts, I'll explain what had occurred during the night.
Is that where I'm not willing to bend any of that? Like, no, I'm not marching till after second breakfast. That's where I draw the line.
You have first breakfast, then you pack up, and then you have second breakfast, and then you're good to go.
Really, you shouldn't be on the road until afternoon tea.
Yeah, you gotta let it settle. It's bad for your health if you just start moving around. Clump of
So-
potato rolling around.
All right.
What do you
so-
make of it?
Yeah. Do any of us have a porous stone?
I'll check my
Not
pockets.
that I'm aware of.
Yeah, I'll dig through my stuff.
I don't have anything marked.
Roll either a lore, an insight.
Don't want to
Or
be calling
a riddle.
insight.
Oh, a riddle?
Yeah, one of those three.
Is this a group attempt or?
Yeah, all
sorry.
three of you roll whichever one's highest for you.
Well, it looks like Merrick's got a great success.
Turn this timer on.
Guess I'll roll it out there. Lanith has a regular success.
Brandon's conditioned his hands to pull stuff out of the oven without mitts. That's all he needs.
He only wears the mitt for backhanding people.
No, he wears the mitt to protect the oven and the pan. All of his baking sheets have like his perfect hand indentations.
This is how I pick up pans.
What am I rolling?
Let's see, it was insight.
Insight, lore, or riddle.
Yeah.
Whichever one's your highest.
If we all get a success, we can look at each other and snap our fingers and say the same thing at the same time. Would have been a cool investigative moment.
Well, no.
So the idea comes to your mind that the ranger is supposed to be following with a relic.
Oh, that's the relic.
And yeah, that must be what he had been speaking of in recovering.
You think that this fellow that's supposed to be coming after us, that he's got this thing that...
Yeah.
Yes, I was thinking exactly that.
I don't like the fact that I'm sharing thoughts with the elf. No. How do you get him out of your head? Is it the strong drink? Is that what does it?
Yeah. It's always worked for me.
I'll start rummaging through Nur's pack.
Nur's pack?
Whatsoever his name is.
Yeah. But you're going to go through his stuff.
Yeah, I want some strong drink to get the elf out of my head.
Are you going to ask him for a strong drink? Or
I figured we're all friends here.
Yeah, no, I'll let him have some.
all right.
I'm already multiplying in your head. You just hear one little hut, 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 and then it starts to layer up. Hut, hut, hut,
All right.
hut.
Once you let him into your woods...
So I'll just ask this guy to describe who hired him.
Yeah, he says like he had with Lenitha. There was a man that approached us. We didn't get to see his face. He met us in an alleyway and he had his hood up and he pointed you three out directly. Said that and some other fancy looking elf and said that some of you would be heading on towards either the north or to the Torhobbiton and we were to intercept you.
And since he didn't volunteer, I'll add that he also said that the man did not speak as one in breed does.
Yes.
He had an accent?
Yes, good dwarf. He had an accent from some other land.
You almost lost your head.
He was human?
A
man
He
or an
appeared
elf?
to be. Well, it was hard to tell. We were in the shadows, and he had his cloak up, but he was tall. He was the size of a human.
Mm-hmm. And how were you to be paid if you were successful?
We were to return to the exact location, the same alleyway, and present the object, and he would give us our bounty.
I see.
And he said that we could keep whatever other items you may have had with you. He only wanted the stone.
I see.
Please don't kill me, Master Dwarf.
Oh, what you gonna do?
I won't. My companions don't have the stomach for it. We'll deposit you in Hobbiton.
And when you say you're not going to kill him, he visibly just kind of, like lets out a deep breath that he's been holding the whole time.
Just kidding.
I was just thinking of the Bilbo speech, since you're bloodthirsty now, where he's like, I want to see mountains again, Frodo. You're like, I want to see guts again.
Entrails and viscera, no?
I miss the smell of blood.
Iron tang. Oh, invigorating.
So yeah, you tie him to the back of one of the ponies and continue on. We'll need one more travel die roll from the guide to see if there are any other minor incidents on the way.
Well, after our business is concluded here, we could have the man pose as though he's successful in his mission.
Yeah. And then
See what happens.
ambush the... Yeah.
It does pull us off of our task somewhat, but perhaps it can be understood.
Did you guys ever see the
All right, I got a success on my travel.
So yeah,
Photoshop?
you make it the rest of the way to Hobbiton without any incident. As you're entering town, of course, you get a few strange looks.
Yeah, wait. That was something I was going to... I think I hinted at it, but I was going to bring it up. Is that we probably shouldn't drag him into the middle of Hobbiton in broad daylight.
Oh, okay.
So, like, wait here. I'll go get the constable, and then he can deal with him from there. Maybe he'll drag him in broad daylight, but I doubt it.
Okay.
We're very talkative folk. So,
Yes, we'll wait outside here for
Is
you.
that cool with you, Justin?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'll go find the constable. I'll ask around for him real quick.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. With the travel roll, you guys make it to Hobbiton just mid-afternoon. So
Okay.
yeah, the constable it seems shocked to hear about bandits on the edge of the Shire, but
I don't want to be associated with those kind.
says we don't have those kind of here
We
in
do.
Hobbiton.
Big folk. Probably from Bree.
Well, of course,
Everything
the big,
bad comes
of course
out of
the
Bree.
big folk. No hobbit would resort to banditry.
No. All right, follow me.
Fine, I'll come.
I figured you wouldn't want us to drag them through the center of town in the middle of broad daylight.
Yes. Well, we may end up taking him back to Bree. They have more of a jail than we do.
Also, there's a bit of a cleanup on the bridge that needs to be happening.
On the bridge.
The dwarf went a little bit crazy. Started just hewing limbs.
No, that does not surprise me.
I did no more than was necessary.
But yeah, he gets a pony and follows you out. And after meeting with you, you would transfer the man to his pony, and then he heads off towards the bridge.
All right. Be careful, he's devious.
Well, ask him if he's seen an elf ranger about.
Have you seen an elf ranger about?
There are no elves in Hobbiton.
That's what I tell them. They all say no.
That's a ridiculous question.
It is. Yeah, they're telling me that there's elves and orcs all around.
Fanciful tales of
I
the
know.
big folk.
That's what happens when you don't have second breakfast. I keep telling them.
Well,
But we did have second breakfast, Merrick.
You barely touched yours. I had to finish it off.
I wish you well, and thank you for clearing this this dire problem from the Shire.
All right.
Very well.
Good day to you.
That was only first partings.
Yeah.
Well, now it's time for lunch. It's noon.
Yeah. So, as you're from the Shire, you know that there's one place in Hobbiton to get lunch. That's the Green Dragon.
All right, follow me. We'll get some lunch and some beer or ale.
By the flagon. All right.
They're not nearly as big as they are in Brie, though. Everything's bigger in Brie.
Yeah, did that
That's
pop
what
up?
she said.
Nothing popped up. Not yet, anyways.
Yeah, we'll give it a sec.
There
we
it
go.
is.
All right. So yeah, the Green Dragon Tavern, the lifeblood of the community of Hobbiton, a place where locals and travelers alike can grab some hot food and a good brew. While it can accommodate larger folk, they typically find it a bit cramped for headspace. And at any given time of day, cheery banter can be heard from the patrons as the hobbits of the Shire eagerly exchange gossip and news with each other as well as travelers. The friendliness and atmosphere of the room invites all to momentarily leave the woes of the rest of the world behind.
Beautiful. That's a good description.
Thank you.
Now I wonder if my gossipy nature will be able to keep the fact that we just killed some bandits and
Yeah.
just completely
Hey,
undo
yeah,
a
there
bunch
were
of
6
people
of
on the
them.
bridge.
just completely
Chop
undo
their
everything
arms off and
that.
It you can speak about it, but whether or not people will actually believe you is another story.
Yeah. I think that association, like guilt by association, I think is strong in Hobbiton. And so I don't want to be associated with bandits. Because I guess technically I'm a miller, not a shepherd. I think that's wrong with that. And millers all have a bad reputation no matter where they're from.
That's true. Yes, they're
Yeah.
drunkards because they got a meal doing the work for them.
Well,
They just sit around and watch it.
It's was it like from back in the day, like you gave them your grain, and they might not necessarily give
back what was received.
Yeah, so in the Green Dragon, I'll say that I want some fancy ales by the flagon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and they are more than happy to supply the bartender. Slams down a tankard with the local brew. He says, "You'll find none better, Master Dwarf, and I'll put my ale against any dwarven fancy ale. Same to you, good elf. Ours is the best in the realm."
I don't
We'll see
drink
about
ale.
Only the finest long clippings.
Right.
But I'll say I've never seen a beer so brown.
As well, as we say here in Hobbiton,
Are you getting the whole song?
the
out?
only brew for the brave and true comes from that green dragon.
And I am brave and true. So I'll,
Here's to you, friend
yeah,
dwarf.
we'll do the, yeah.
And it is surprisingly good.
What are we doing here again?
Drinking.
You've
Sounds-
forgotten your woes.
Sounds fine to me.
Yeah, so actually that's what I'll ask my companions. Like, what actually are we doing?
Oh, well, we're looking for
Oh, we got to
a
find
ranger.
myself.
Yeah, and were we to find him in town?
Yeah, because he's going to help us find the spring to the lake from whence this ill-favored
Well,
filth is flowing.
Constable and our friend Merrick here says there are no elves in Hobbiton.
Well, now there is.
Actually, if you remember, you were supposed
friend
to come
elf.
here
Yeah.
to speak to a merchant,
Right.
a hobbit merchant that
Yeah,
that knows how and where to find him.
yeah.
Do I know the merchant? Or was it
No, but you do know there is a council of merchants in Hobbiton that know all of the business dealings that go on. There's a bit of a guild. You know that there are 12 of them, and since they tend to travel back and forth to various places, 6 are in Hobbiton at any given time, and those decide the will of the council.
all right? So after we finish afternoonsies and tea time, we'll go to the council and we'll see if they know anyone. If they do, or if there is an elf in Hobbiton, I'll roll my eyes. Chances are they'll know about him. But you don't want to try to talk to the council before second lunch and tea time.
Travis, what time do you need to leave by?
Noon.
Noon, yeah.
Okay. We could stop it here so we have time to eat.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Justin. It's been pretty fun so
Yeah.
far.
Yeah, we'll pick up later.
Sorry for any of my shenanigans. You just can't
No,
help
that's-
it with bloodthirsty halflings.
That's the entire purpose of the game.
And they're all bloodthirsty.
This has been a Deathwatch production. Thank you for listening.